And with the 29th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select defensive tackle out of Clemson, Bryan Bresee. I am very ecstatic about the pick. I'm really excited about the pick. And also, I'm not scared of Bryce Young. I ain't scared of Bijan Robinson, and neither is Bryan Bresee. He even said, have you seen the other quarterbacks in the division? You think I can't sack them? Come on. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready to go. And if you're pumped, I need you to type who dat in the comments section. So in terms of the production for Bryan Bresee, he has a lot of upside. He is a talented player. He is a guy who's going to clog up the middle of the field. Interesting enough, he initially played quarterback and running back before switching full-time to the defensive line, which to me says he understands how the offense works. 15 tackles for the Tigers last year, 5.5 tackles for a loss, 3.5 sacks, 0 forced fumbles, and obviously the production is concerning. That being said, there's a lot of reasons as to why he missed time. He had injuries. He lost his sister, and there was sicknesses, there's illnesses. There's so many things that happened. It's just was unfortunate. He got dealt a bad hand, but I think that Bryan Bresee could be a long-term starter for the New Orleans Saints. He's a former 5-star with traits over production. He has really interesting high-end flashes of burst and disruption, and he doesn't show a real pass rush plan at times and winds up on the ground way too much. This is coming in from our draft guru here at Chat Sports, Tom Downey. He has him as the number 4 overall defensive lineman and the 42nd overall prospect. And obviously, this scouting report may not seem all that good. It may seem like there's a lot of downside, but Tom Downey, I'm going to call it, he's a Saints hater, so he's going to put this out there, obviously. So I need you, Who Dat Nation, to grade the pick for me, A, B, C, D, or F. I personally will give you my grade here at the end of the show, so stick around for that. But I need you, Who Dat Nation, to take advantage of the ad break that's going to be placed here. Go down and share your thoughts, grade the pick, and tell me why you like or dislike the pick as a whole. All right, so for Bryan Bresee, he is one of those cats that, it's hard to get a read on him, but it is a very interesting and very intriguing pick. It's a pick that the Saints needed to make. You had Myles Murphy available not Myles Murphy, excuse me. You had Nolan Smith available at number 30 overall. There were some other players, Felix Anudike-Uzomah. Mozzie Smith was taken. Kalijah Kancey was taken. But Bryan Bresee fell in your lap, and that's why I love this pick. The Saints had a massive need at the interior defensive line, and they addressed it on day 1 of the 2023 NFL Draft. So in terms of the scouting report from the Athletics' Dane Brugler, here's what he had to say about the former Clemson Tiger and the newest member of the Black and Gold. Bresee must refine his setup and counters for a better pass rush sequencing, but he is an explosive force player with disrupted potential in both even and odd fronts. His tag on draft boards will have a medical designation, and his injury background might determine where he is drafted. And this is an interesting report, or an interesting breakdown for Bryan Bresee. They talked about how he tore his ACL in September of 2021. He was a first-team All-ACC pick as a true freshman in 2020. Now, in January of 2022, he did have shoulder surgery. He tore his ACL in September of 2021, which did disrupt and send him for a loop and kind of get him off track of what he was able to do. But that being said, when he also got a kidney infection. This guy has been tested through and through, and he did put on some weight, but at the pro day and at the combine, he was able to drop a lot of that and come in svelte. He was able to come in jacked. He was able to come in ready to go, looking ready to party and looking ready to do some damage in New Orleans. I love the pick. In terms of why he was a good pick at the combine and the pro day, he had a 29-inch vertical. His 40-yard dash, 4.86 seconds. His 10-yard split, 1.65. That to me just shows he's very explosive. He has speed. He knows how to get into the defensive or into the offensive backfield and how to wreak havoc. 22 reps on the bench press. He's a strong mammoth jamba. He is a guy that I am excited for the Saints to have. And by the way, guys, this is your home for the entire NFL draft, including the UDFAs that will be signed on Sunday morning. So be sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications. That way you get all of the latest Saints news, rumors, updates, and a hell of a lot more. I've said this a million times, and I'm going to say it one more time for you. We take pride here at Saints Now in being a channel by Saints fans for Saints fans. I've been a Saints fan since the day I was born. I came out the womb blinging black and gold. Shout out to you, Mama. I love you. Thank you for all the food here at the Chat Sports Studios. But I will say this. I need you to subscribe and lock us in for more Saints coverage. So Bryan Bresee, in terms of strengths and weaknesses, he's a big-bodied guy. He has well-distributed muscle mass. He has burst to the ball, and he can quickly get upfield, and he has a good attacking mentality. He keeps his eyes on the ball carrier, and that's something that I really like. And another thing that I really like about him is what he was able to do, or what he said about what he wants to do for the Saints. He has said, I just want to play. I will go and fill whatever need that is. I will play the position that I am put in at. I will make a difference, and I'm here and ready to go. And he played multiple spots on the D-line in Clemson. He switched in Clemson. Worth noting, they switch their fronts frequently, so he's very versatile. Overall, phenomenal character. He's going to be a great locker room piece. He is going to be a strong leader, and with a guy that has had as much trials and tribulations as Bryan Bresee. This is somebody who, the more I think about it and the more I look at him, he is a fucking New Orleans Saint. Excuse my French, but that guy is a damn New Orleans Saint. He is the definition of what the Saints organization believes in. He is a hard worker. He is going to come in, put his nose to the grindstone, and get work done. He was able to do some phenomenal things with Clemson, and he is going to be an exciting piece of the Saints defense next to Cam Jordan, next to Colin Saunders, next to Malcolm Roach, Carl Granderson, all sorts of awesome players on that defensive line. And I think that with Dennis Allen being such a good defensive coach, I think that he is going to be able to further grow and get back to where he was in terms of the production and the talent level that he had. I mean, not that the talent's ever been missing, but I think that he could get back to the player he was pre-ACL tear with Dennis Allen's coaching and the scheme that they will be running. And in terms of the Saints draft profile, they held the number 29 overall pick. They talked about moving up, down. I even saw a report that said they were considering a quarterback. Thank you, Mickey Loomis. Thank you, Dennis Allen. Thank you for finally proving that you guys have working brains. Not Mickey Loomis. He obviously has a working brain. But Dennis Allen, thank you. Because finally, the Saints didn't overthink it. They went and got a position in need that they wanted to go get. They were very high on Bryan Bresee throughout the entire draft process, and which is why he was so commonly mocked to the Saints in all of those mock drafts that we broke down here on the channel. Another reason to subscribe, because we were breaking this down for you before the draft even started. So Who Dat Nation, the Saints pick at number 40 next. Who do you want them to draft? Do you want him to go get a guy like Darnell Washington? Do you want him to go get a guy like B.J. Ojulari? What about a talented cat like Tajay Spears in the second round? Maybe it's a little bit of a reach, but we saw 2 running backs go in the first round. So if you're dead set on getting Tajay, maybe you have to go and get him in the second or trade up to go get him. But in terms of my grade, that is not it. That is Tom Downey and the draft team here at Chat Sports grade. They said it's a B-. Mine, it's an A. I'm a Saints fan. I know ball. Tom Downey, he knows ball, but he's not a Saints fan. So, again, I know ball. I know what I'm talking about. He is a great fit for the Saints. He's a player that the Saints are going to love having in the locker room for years to come. I'm so damn excited to watch Bryan Bresee tear it up for the black and gold on the defensive interior. Thank you, Saints, for just not overthinking this and making the smart pick and making the right pick with Bryan Bresee. Who Dat Nation, we will be back again tomorrow breaking down the picks and draft grades for the second and third round, so be sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications, and hell, if you made it to the end of today's video, hit the thumbs up icon and type Golden Gang, because I know if you hang out with us throughout the entire video, you are a part of our Golden Gang. So Who Dat Nation, y'all stay golden. We'll see you tomorrow.